Today we are talking about the returning event, the A Greedy Emissary Diablo crossover event. Now, we have been used to this coming already for a few years now. Some of the rewards, or many of the rewards, you might have already gotten, and you don't think this is even that cool to go after. You know, you have the rewards like the transmog cape, the transmog cloak, the banner toy, the backpack, or the Tyrell's charger Recolored, the bag, the 36 slot bag, right? Things that have been here already. However, for this year's event, we have something much more juicy, which will entice way more players to actually take part in this event, and that is the vanilla Blackwing Glare HD Tier 2 sets Recolored, available as rewards from this event. Now, this event, which will run the entirety of July, if you are going to be min-max this without having to be too sweaty about it, it will take you less than 30 minutes per day, you will be done with this in 9 days. That's all you need. So the event starts as usual. It's a Diablo crossover event. There are some portals that can spawn, which will have a goblin coming out of it. You kill the goblin, you loot the Recolored chest. The Recolored chest contains Hellstone shards inside, and then you trade the shards for the tier sets. That's how it works. Now, back in the day, and even now, you had the chance to very simply go AFK in a major city. You know, Alt-Tab, move the game on a second monitor, wait every hour or every 30 minutes, and then Alt-Tab back in, kill the goblin, and then leave, and wait another 30 minutes or wait another hour, right? Now, at the moment, first of all, the 30-minute spawns of these portals in the capital cities, Stormwind, Orgrimmar, and now Dornogal, has been nerfed. Now it's up to only 1 spawn per hour. On top of this, many players have been reporting a bug where this isn't even spawning, this portal isn't even happening every hour. However, there's a much better alternative now added to this AFK hourly spawn in a capital city, which is what you can do down in the Undermine. Because unlike the capital cities, what you can do in the Undermine is kill rares. Once you kill a rare, that rare will spawn a portal. Now, this is not too abusable, because once one of the rares spawns a portal, that rare will get the portal problems debuff, meaning basically you can only spawn 1 portal from that rare every 2 hours, okay? But still, there are definitely way more than 1 rare spawn per hour, like you get 1 portal spawn per hour in the capital cities. So you get to spawn way more portals in Undermine. Now, similar to the bug of players not reporting these portals to spawn in the capital city, there's been a similar one in the Undermine. In the Undermine, every 15 minutes on the hour, so at 10:15, 11:15, 12:15, you're also supposed to get a portal storm event where you get 5 portals spawning at the same time in the zone, which hasn't really been happening. But the Undermine event definitely gets way more portal spawns than the hourly events in the capital cities. On top of this, the event this year has an even faster way of collecting all of the shards you need. Because as we said, you have to collect the shards to buy the tier sets. Every tier set costs 40 shards. So if you have 13 classes to get all of the tier sets from, and each of them costs 40, that's 520 Hellstone shards you will need. And if every one of these bags, these Recolored chests you loot from the goblins, they drop 6. They drop 6 shards. So if you need 520 shards for all of the tier sets, and each of the goblins drop 6 shards, you will need 87 goblin spawns to get all of the shards you need. And if in the capital they spawn once per hour, that's 6 shards per hour. You know, it's quite slow. You would have to hang around the capital for 10 hours a day, cap your daily chests, because these Recolored chests can be looted up to 10 times per day, which will guarantee the Hellstone shards as a reward. Your first 10 chests per account per day will give you 6 shards. Once you have gotten your 10 chests per day, you have a very low chance to get any more. Now, what is accelerating this entire process? What is accelerating the entire process is the addition of this year's event of goblins having affixes. treasure goblins will be able to have affixes, because once you defeat the goblins and you loot them, you don't just loot the Recolored chest and possibly any of the already existing rewards from the event, so the transmogs, the battle pet, the mount, etc, etc. You can also loot elixirs. These elixirs are consumables you can use when next to a portal to add an affix to the portal. If you get the portal to have at least 3 affixes, you are now spawning 2 goblins, and if you get the portal to have at least 5 affixes, you get to spawn 3 goblins. Which means, very simply, instead of now looting 1 Recolored chest per portal with 3 goblin spawns, you are looting 3 Recolored chests per portal. So now you are no longer looting 6 Hellstone shards per portal by defeating 1 goblin, you are earning 18 Hellstone shards per portal by defeating 3 goblins. So suddenly, for your 520 Hellstone shards you needed for all of your transmog rewards, if you can get 18 of these shards per portal because you keep spawning 3 goblins, now you don't need 87 goblins, you don't need 87 portals to be defeated, you only need 29 portals to be defeated. That is what can significantly speed up the process of you earning the shards required for all of the transmogs, and that's why I said it will be a 9-day endeavor, and each day, based on how fast the rares are spawning in the Undermine, it's like basically 20 minutes. It's quite fast to get to have at least 3 to 4 portal spawns and then juice them up with elixirs, so they spawn 3 goblins and you get your triple chest reward from that. It's quite easy to get these rewards quite quickly in the Undermine. Definitely faster, of course, than having to wait once an hour in a capital city every time for the goblins to spawn. It is still a viable alternative, you know, these will always spawn basically right outside, for example, of Dornogal on the hour. So you just chill here, you wait for the portal to spawn. Of course, as mentioned, based on that many players being out here, you will always get your 6 affixes. You can, if you don't get the 6, you can use them yourself. You can use your own things you looted to boost it up to 6, and then once it spawns, you will get your 3 goblins. So as an event, it can definitely be much faster and much less grindy than others, especially compare this to the WoW's 20th anniversary for you to get all of the tier 3 recolors back then. This one is going to be a much simpler endeavor. You can still choose which one of the ways you want to go. If you want to do the AFK Alt-Tab once an hour by killing the goblins in the capital city about 4 times a day, or if you simply want to speed this up by going straight in the Undermine, chase rares for about 20 minutes and also be done that way. As for all of the other rewards, well, those other rewards you will very likely loot by very simply doing this. You know, as you kill all of the goblins you need for the shards for the tier set to recolor, you will get your cloak, your cape, your backpack, even your mount by very simply continuing to defeat these goblins for the shards required. Right, so this is what we have for this reset event, a much faster way to get yourself a whole set of transmog recolors back from vanilla, the tier 2 recolors. So for today, on this Wednesday, it's now time to leave each other. We're starting as usual the goodbyes by thanking everyone for having watched the video, together with, of course, everyone else who's been supporting completely for free by liking and commenting down below, as well as subscribing to the channel itself. Now, with these things out of the way, thank you again for watching. See you guys tomorrow, and in the meantime, I hate it when you are in your mindset that today is totally Tuesday and then you wake up and you realize I'm actually 1 day behind.